Hi guys, so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about influencer. So Influencer is a brand new Shudder film, Shudder exclusive that is coming out either today or tomorrow. As of today I'm filming this, and I was able to watch this one before it was officially released thanks to Shudder. And you know me, you know I love my social media movies like Spree, I would say maybe Host. Recently, like Sicko Myself is about a little bit about social media as well. And yeah, I love when movies, and especially horror movies, deal with that subject. And yeah, I was really excited about this one. But as with a lot of films, I was excited, but I was cautious because this is a movie that could go either way. It could be like really clever, or it could be extremely cheesy and just completely miss the point. So I was cautious, and yeah, I guess I'm gonna just leave you on that. So let's properly start the video and get to it. So before I get into my thoughts, let me tell you what the movie is about. So as you can imagine, it is about a social media influencer named Madison. She goes on a trip to Thailand, and there she meets a girl that decides to show her around like the islands and town. And as you can imagine, like things get a little bit dark. So yeah, but I'm gonna leave you on that because I think not knowing a lot about the film makes it way better, because it is one that, like, spoiling just the tiny details could just ruin the experience, because I went into it just knowing it was about an influencer, obviously because of the title. But I was expecting something completely different than what the movie turned out to be. So I'm just gonna tell you this little summary. The cast is pretty good as well. It's not like big names, but there are a few names that I know, such as Sarah Canning. She was in another Shudder original, Superhost, which it was about YouTubers, so social media as well, which is interesting. But I obviously know her from the Vampire Diaries. But it also stars Emily Tennant, who I know from Riverdale, even though I just stopped watching that show, I'm gonna be honest. So I don't know if I saw a lot of her, but I definitely knew her face. And it also stars Cassandra Nod, who I believe I've seen in something, but I don't know what, and Rory J. Sapper, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. They all play big parts in this film, and they're like really interesting characters. So yeah. Post that, let's get to my actual thoughts. Overall, I would say this is a pretty good film. I really enjoyed it, mainly because, as I said, I went into it excited but a little bit cautious. This could be like a really cheesy film, and luckily it isn't. I think as far as this subject matter goes, I think it's pretty original, and most of all, I was really entertained and I was never bored, which is what you want out of a film like this. I really like the take they went with when it comes to social media influencers. It wasn't like the obvious route. I like the little nuances. I'm trying not to spoil anything. And I really like that as a horror movie, it incorporates a bit of everything. So it has a bit of home invasion, stalker vibes, social media, obviously. It has a little bit of slasher as well. So it has a bit of everything. I think it's pretty well-rounded when it comes to that. So has a bit of everything, a bit for everyone, and yeah, it's pretty entertaining. On a technical level, everything is pretty good. I mean, nothing is amazing, so like stylish or anything. It's just enough to be good. Like the acting is pretty good, the cinematography, like the shots, everything is nicely done. The location is beautiful. Obviously, I think yeah, everything is set in Thailand. I don't know if everything was shot there, but they did a pretty good job at showing like locations that look like Thailand. So the sets are really good, really beautiful to look at, and I really liked the soundtrack that they used. Is really like tongue in cheek, and yeah, a lot of like influencer social media vibes, which is exactly what you want from a movie like this, from a movie that is titled Influencer. Also, I think I should mention that this movie does something really interesting that isn't in a lot of films, which is that the opening titles only appear 30 minutes into the film, which the only other film that I remember doing this is Fresh, which is like really jarring because you just get into it, you just get into the story, and suddenly the titles appear. Yeah, it's jarring, but it's pretty cool in my opinion. So the titles aren't in the beginning nor the end. It's like 30 minutes into it basically, and personally I like that. So overall, I would say this is a film with a really simple story, but pretty original and most of all entertaining. So yeah, definitely one that's a good rewatch and one that I would recommend to everyone. Even if you're not really a horror fan, I think you'll like this one. And if you are into social media, like you like movies that deal with that subject matter, you'll like this one. And post that, let's get to my scores. So these might seem a little odd, and you might think that doesn't really make sense, but overall I'm gonna give the film a 3 out of 5. I know I kind of hyped it up. The thing is, I think for what it is and what it sets out to be, it's pretty good, but it's nothing amazing. It's not a masterpiece. It's not a jaw-dropping story. The acting and everything is good enough. There's nothing bad. The acting isn't cringy, and everything is nice. But as I said, it's not amazing. It's just good. So even though I really enjoyed it, I know it's not a masterpiece, so I'm just gonna give it a 3 out of 5. It's pretty good. I still recommend it. Cinematography, I also give it a 3 out of 5. As I said, location is beautiful, but there's nothing like really special about the cinematography. It's just nice. And originality, I also give it a 3 out of 5. When it comes to this subject matter, I think it is original, but again, it's a simple story that it might remind you of other stories, other films. I think it is original, but again, nothing amazing, nothing really surprising. It's just entertaining and a good time, and I think that is enough. I liked it and I recommend it. So yeah guys, these are my thoughts on Influencer. Even though my scores might seem kind of low, I had a good time. I liked it. As I said over and over in this review, I do recommend it. I think this will please a lot of people, unless you're not a fan of social media and movies dealing with that subject matter. I think you'll like this. You'll have a good time. It's an easy watch. Sometimes you just need that. I think it's a good rewatch. It's a good film to rewatch every once in a while. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comments if you were excited about this film, if you've watched it already. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you agree with me, like if you enjoyed it but you still don't give it like a high score, because it is good but it isn't anything like super different. So yeah, just let me know everything in the comments. And yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!